Hello, today we bring you another terrific starter set. Starter set are DILR sets which are not overwhelming. They don't have lots of data, but at the same time they are not an easy thing. They focus on one area of reasoning. Like in this set we have 6 tests, non-subjects, 6 consecutive days. So right now it's looking like an arrangement or so on. Each test had maximum 100, no negative marking. Further, we know starting from the 3rd day, her marks in a test were equal to the average of the marks obtained in the 2 tests taken on the immediate previous 2 days. Pause. So, this is a very new clue to most of us. So, the marks of the test taken on 3rd day will be average of that on the 1st and 2nd day. Marks scored in test taken on 1st and 2nd day. And starting from that, previous 2 days. So the 4th day, I took a test, I got some marks. That will be average of 3rd and 2nd. 5th day I took a test, the marks scored will be average of the marks scored on 4th and the 3rd day. Okay, which 4th itself was an average of 2nd and 3rd day. 3rd itself was an average of 1st and 2nd day. Okay, so one thought of mine is going towards variables. Let the marks in 1st and 2nd be A and B. So the marks in 3rd will be A plus B by 2. Marks in 4th will be the average of 3rd and 2nd, which again I can get, and so on. This is also a way to solve it. So for those who are mathematically inclined, can finish it off in that way. See how much things you can get by dwelling on one particular clue which you think is a very crucial one. Till the time you don't crack this, we are not going to be able to finish it. So I've given you already a hint. So if you are trying this set, pause it, finish it on your own. These sets, these videos, you shouldn't just sit and watch them, students. They are bought over here so that you try them and then compare your solution with our solution. See, did all these thoughts come in your mind when you were reading all these things, right? Anyways, so I'll give you another amazing hint and I'm going to solve it in a very different way, students. It's like an eye-opener and a wow kind of a thing. But then I don't want to impress you in the video, students. I want you to try it on your own. So pause it, do it on your own. Just reading this sentence and comprehending, okay, 3rd is average of 2 and 1, 4th is average of 2 and 3, 5th is average of 3 and 4 is not enough, deep enough. There's a word there, average. Have you focused on that word? Average means in the middle. Arithmetic mean this is of 2 values. So there are 2 values to begin with. The 3rd is the average, middle. Let's say middle one. Then the 4th is average of this middle and the 2nd one. I don't know which was the 2nd one, but whichever. Let's say this was the 2nd. Middle of the previous 2. Now I have 2 middles sort of. The 4th one is a middle of these 2 middles. And now a new middle is there. Now 5th one is the average of these 2 middles. The average of the middles, it keeps going on. And then the next clue is scored highest marks day immediately before biology was not the lowest mark. So the highest, lowest is also important. So there's a big hint coming up. Please go deep into the interpretation of a clue. Link the clues. So the next thing is, if you have the start, you have to think of how does the middle marks, yet new marks are always going to be in the middle of the previous 2. How does that, what is its effect on which are the highest and lowest mark? Now this is too much of spoon feeding. So last bit, students, here, leave the set, video, pause it. Take a snapshot of this, solve it on your own. If you get it, just why do you want to watch the video? Why do you want to waste 10-15 minutes of your life needlessly? Yeah, just watching is not going to help you. Doing it is going to help you. Spend half an hour doing it. That's much more useful. For us, so it's a marketing activity for us students. Eh? So keep that in mind. So hopefully you would have done it. So the way that I am solving it is, the reasoning here is, So there are marks, okay. So what I have in mind is, okay, there's some marks at start and at end. So I don't know the first or the last, but then there are 2 marks to begin with. There are 2 marks to begin with. You know which is first, second. And then the third one I am pretty sure is going to be here. Okay. Now, was this the first or was that the first? I don't know. This is on the mark scale. This is a mark scale, not the first, second or so on. Okay. So this is the minimum, that's the maximum. Now, so I don't know which is first and second. So one thing is I get stalled. The other thing is just take a possibility and do it, no? So take this is first, this is second, replicate it if you want. Okay, replicate it. Whenever you are stuck with 2 possibilities, over time I've seen that it's best to just take the cases and proceed. It seems like doubling the work, but it isn't. It is much faster, in fact. Okay, and now that a fourth one will be the middle of second and third. Okay, so this will be the fourth. Here, second and third, this will be the middle. Keep observing also so that you learn something. Marks obtained in fifth will be in the exact middle of mark obtained of third and fourth. Oh, so this will be fifth here, third and fourth, this will be the fifth. And marks obtained in the sixth test will be average of the marks obtained in fourth and fifth. Oh, so this will be sixth one. Okay, sixth will come in here. Okay, so this is what you should have done. Just remember, these are again, this line represents a marks code. These marks are not in sequence of test number. It's not first test number, second test number, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay, so these are marks. Anyways, okay. So and now what do you learn from here? Don't you see they are exact mirror image of each other? 1, 3, 5, 6, 4, 2. Start from the other end. 1, 3, 5, 6, 4, 2. At every stage that you marked, you could have seen that's a mirror image. So another extremely high competence of reasoning is being able to see that, oh, if there are 2 cases and the 2 cases are just mirrors of each other, minimum becomes maximum, maximum becomes minimum. That's it, kind of a thing. Or the first test was minimum, second was maximum. Now the first is maximum, second is minimum. Then you could just do one of them and take a mirror of that. Okay, so I've got this. Now, so what were we talking about? We were talking about the effect of that clue on the minimum and the maximum. Okay, so here, so what we realized is these were our starting values, no? I started by placing 2 marks, A and B that. So the 2 initial values are the minimum and the maximum. Okay, and there was some clue about minimum maximum, right? Yeah, there was. So Ayushi scored 95 marks. So now do you see how the first clue has been used up completely super well? Okay, and now automatically the next will start making sense. Okay, physics 95 maximum. Physics was on a day immediately before the day biology, and she did not score the lowest in bio. So my next point reasoning bit comes in. Okay, physics is either going to be the second test to happen or the first test to happen. Physics has the maximum marks. It could either be the second test or the first test. Now let me take a pause here again. Why second? Isn't this the highest marks? Then how is this the second? Remember these 1, 2, 3, 4 are sequence, test sequence numbers, and the positions on this number line are the marks scored. So the marks scored is the rightmost maximum, but its sequence is second. Marks scored is a maximum, but the test sequence is 1. So that is another, beginners will find it difficult to hold 2 attributes to the same box. Yeah, that is physics. There are 2 attributes. It is the first test in order and the maximum in marks. So build that if you are weak over there, right? So wherever the physics will either be the second or the first. Now again, when you have 2 possibilities, I've already taught you this. It's best is take the, now I'm talking of the sequence number, test sequence. So physics is either going to be the second test or physics is going to be the first test. right? Okay, and what did it say? We also know that physics is the maximum. The second test, this case maximum. First test is, this is the maximum. We know that if this is the maximum, the first test will be the minimum. If in the first I got the maximum, in the second I'll get the minimum from here. But the question also says physics was held on the day immediately before biology. So biology is here. It also goes on to say biology is not the minimum. So this case cannot happen. If this case is ruled out, this is the only case. So, and now it's completely unraveled. The first clue I got it fully, I went into it, deep into it, understood it. Second, I went deep into it, understood it. Only one clue is left. I know this thing, so all these works, now I can finalize it. This is the case where physics is the second exam. So I'm finishing it off. Pay attention, students. Let me do a long way here. So this is again the marks. I again writing it. Be clear what you are representing. Marks code. Okay, there's a least marks. There's a maximum marks. I know the maximum marks is 95. I know it is in the physics paper. And I know that sequence number. So sequence number of test sequence number is this is the second test to happen. This is the first test to happen. I do not know the marks as of now. Okay. And now if this is the case, the third one will be exactly midway. So the third one, test marks code will be middle of first and second. And I know this is biology. Fourth one, so now it is going to be this case. So I already know. So let me do this a little fast. This is marks code in the fourth test, marks code in the fifth test, and marks code in the sixth test. Over. And the last clue, Ayushi's mark in chemistry was 6 more. More always refers to the difference than her marks in maths. Which refers to maths was not the first test to be taken. So maths is not the first and chemistry is 6 more. Okay, it's to the right of maths in terms of the marks code. Okay, so we are at here. Now maths is not the first test, cannot be this test, cannot be this test also, because then chemistry should be scoring more than maths, 6 more. So maths could be one of this two. I've already told you, by experience it comes, rather than sit and find which one is it, take one of them, and if you're not sure, just take an assumption when you mark it. Maths, this, let's say chemistry 6 more. Now chemistry could be either of them. So let's take this. So this is my second chemistry. So I put the two things, and then it says this difference of marks is 6. And now the idea of midpoint comes into picture. Oh, this 6th is midpoint of these two. If this is 6, this will also be 6. So this is 12, and 5 is midpoint of 3 and 4. If half of it is 12, the other half is also 12. And if this is 12, this 4th is the mid of 2 and 3. So this is 24. So this will also be 24. And if this is 24, 3 is the mid of 1 and 2. So if this half is 48, so this half will also be 48. Right? And if this is 48, the total is 48 into 2, 96. 95 minus 96 will give me a -1. But we know that negative markings are not allowed. So this is not allowed. So all these values are wrong. But at least you have got the way forward. So my assumption is wrong. Now if I take maths over here, then chemistry will go here, because 6 more, then this is still 6. And if this is 6, this is 6. And then 12. And then 24. The same thought will come. So we know that maths and chemistry cannot be here also. So the only other possibility is, and this maths is here and this chemistry is here. And the complete thing is 6. And if the complete thing is 6, each is 3 and 3. And it should not be very, take a lot of task to see that everything will be half now. This is 6, this will be 6. And if this is 6, 6, 12, so this will be 12, the mid. And 12 and 12, 24, so this will be 24. And 24 and 24, 48. The total is 48. So 95 minus 48. 95 minus 50 is 45. So this is 47 marks. And 47, 57, 67, 71 in bio, 71 and 6, 77, 77 and 3, 80, 83, 83 and 12, 95. So these are the 6 marks, and I'm sure you can total them up. Divide by 600 will give you the total percentage. So super solution, no variable, nothing. But remember, there's an alternate way of taking the first 2 marks as variable and try to do that also. There'll be some learning involved there also. Hence, it's a good idea to do sets by different logics as such, right? So if you like this, check out our DILR course. And another news also, we have a guided prep course where we give you daily task, which lessons and exercises you are supposed to do in the day. We have live doubt sessions where you can clear practically on one-to-one basis, and at the end of the day we will be summarizing the key learnings for the day. Such a guided prep for the January group, or the people who are starting in January, begins on Monday 20th Jan. If you are interested in that, the link is in the course, or tell it to your friends. It will help us. Thank you.